Hi everybody, welcome to Kastor'sCorner.com. I'm your host Cleo here on Kastor's Corner Toy of the Day on our YouTube channel. This is technically a live video. We're still waiting for them to fix the processing thing, so we're recording these. I missed the live chat. I missed being able to talk to you guys when you guys pop in, but just for my own sanity, we're going to record these for a little bit longer. So you can go to Kastor'sCorner.com for a gallery or a close-up look at each of these figures. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner. There was on all social media, there was a lot of news today that came out of Marvel's live stream. And check out the Cornercast podcast. This week with our friend Toy Shiz, last week with MCU Collector and Toto Toy Recon, and so on and so on and so on. So you can go check those out on Apple Podcasts, the Cornercast podcast. So what do we got for you today? Well, a little bit different. So the last time I did this, I did it by feel. We are taking a look at the new LEGO Looney Tune figures, the minifigure collection, and I actually did not find these in stores. My interest, how do I say this? My interest in LEGO has definitely decreased over the last, 6 years. There was a period of time a while ago where I bought everything I possibly could. I would just buy stuff. I want to say about almost, 9 years ago, I bought pretty much everything I could get my hands on from every facet of LEGO. And I think I talked about this on one of the more recent podcasts. The ability to get clearance Legos has definitely decreased over the last few years. There was a period of time where if I wanted a Lego set that was a theme set, so it wasn't a city set or it wasn't like the evergreen sets that they do, it was their in-house themes, also not always their licensed themes. Like the Atlantis theme, the pyramid, pharaoh theme, the Egyptian theme. So when they would do things like that at the end of the season, right after Christmas, from January to February, you can go to pretty much any Walmart or Target, and these would be on deep discount from 50 to 90% off, which was great. You go to Toys R Us, you can go to Walmart, you go to Target, you go to Kmart. Pretty much anywhere had them on deep discount, and you can search them online, and it was great. And as the retailer started to dry up and LEGO started to see some losses, we saw less and less of things that were on sale. And so over the years, there's a lot of repeats too for me, and I kind of just they're expensive. Point blank, they're just expensive, and when you're not building as much, you just kind of fall out of practice with it. So I have kept up on my Harry Potter sets for the most part. I still have to pick up 2021 sets and some of the later 2020 sets, but for the most part, I'm caught up on Harry Potter. I've kind of given up on DC and Marvel. I was trying to stick to just the comic book stuff. And then I was trying to keep up with the minifigures waves. And I did one of these live on camera. I picked them up at the store. I thought I got a full set, and I opened up the whole thing live on camera. And it was fun. I thought it was fun. It was pretty, a lot of adrenaline going to kind of prove myself. But I joined a new toy group on Facebook. I was invited to a new group. And one of the guys in there posted... let me give him a shout out if I can find it. And he posted that he was going to buy a couple cases of these, and would anybody like to split them? And let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, that's not it. This is fascinating video, isn't it, guys? Christopher. Thank you, Christopher. Christopher was going to buy a case or two or whatever he bought, and wanted to know if anybody wanted to go in on them and basically pay for costs plus shipping, which I was fine with. And Jesse, Your Friendly Neighborhood Jman, is also into LEGO minifigures. He took forever forever to build that Millennium Falcon. What's it been, like 6 months it took him to build a Falcon? I mean, come on. You know, you're an adult. You're not a kid. You can do it faster. I hear the Daily Bugle calling. I bet you I could do it in a day. Probably take you 6 months, or might take you a year. I don't know, with the way you do it. Anyway, I digress. So Jesse here wanted a set as well. So it was kind of perfect. 3 sets to a case, I think. And told Chris, and he ordered it. And when it came in, he sorted it. And to my surprise, they were sealed. So even though I ordered a set, I still got to open them and still had a little bit of the butterflies. Like, did he really pull it off? Like, did he do it? So, yes, the work of standing in the store for half an hour and picking these out, yeah, that was negated by this. And I've tried to do this before, I'll be honest with you. I have found full cases and called up friends going, well, you want a set? You want a set? There's 3 sets in here, and I'll sell the rest on eBay, and nobody ever wants to go in. So I lucked out. I got to get these. So they're kind of fun. I have to admit, I don't know what I was expecting, but they are not, how do I say this? They're too toony, or they're too soft in their faces a little bit, I want to say. So they just don't hit the mark. I don't know. I think that they went, I think it's one of those cases where we're used to Legos being, here's Bugs. I'll show you Bugs. We're used to Legos kind of doing, and Lola, she comes with a basketball. We're used to Legos being kind of a little off, right? A little bit goofy, a little bit off. But when you've got characters that are already goofy and off, if you don't make them completely on model, I think they come off a little bit weird. I think a really good example of this is the Powerpuff Girls. They are weird looking. Like, I like the cartoon. I loved watching it with my niece growing up when she was growing up. But, you know, I think that they made them on model, and I thought that they looked really good. And Daffy actually looks really good. And so, and Wile E. Coyote looks pretty good too. I think Taz looks a little bit off. He comes with some food, and he comes with a spin pad. So you put this down, and you can spin it like a top, and he sits on there, and it's got the twirly pieces. So like characters like Taz, where they didn't nail the cartooniness of him, I think that's one of those cases. Sylvester, again, not a little bit soft in the sculpt. So I think that would be my biggest criticism of these. I really like having them. I love the licensed lines. I really do. The Roadrunner, just meet looks really cool. I kind of wish they had done a different torso. I mean, they're known to do different torsos, and I mean, there's a lot of original sculpting in this, so I understand why they didn't do like their own torso for this, but it just giving the Roadrunner a regular Lego minifigure body looks kind of weird. I'll admit that it looks very weird. So I think that's one of those cases where I'm happy to have the character. I wish they had done something different for the body. I mean, they do that in the Lego minifigure line. They do it all the time, where you get some original tooling, and I think that that's a case where a different body type, and they've got the ostrich, right? They've got the ostrich that they've done in like the Prince of Persia sets, and it's probably too big for a minifigure bag, but like I wish they had done something like that. Tweety Bird comes with a giant mallet. There it is, like the size of the bird, which is kind of fun to go up against Sylvester. We got Porky and Petunia with his "That's All Folks" sign, and Petunia with a tea and teacups. She comes with 2 teacups so she can have tea with somebody. They've got back printing, so the ones that don't have a tail, like Wile E. Coyote has a tail, Tweety and Porky do not, but they've got back printing, so I think that's nice, you know, in a line like this. Marvin the Martian, of course. I think Well, I'll get to that in a second. And then finally, Speedy Gonzales. I'm gonna admit, I did not see this one coming. We have retired, canceled, however you want to say it, Pepe Le Pew for his antics, as we used to call them, but his inappropriate behavior towards women, as he's been labeled now. And I don't know. I the way that they have portrayed racism in Looney Tunes is real between Foghorn Leghorn, and Pepe Le Pew and Speedy Gonzales. There's some definite, undertones there that wouldn't be appropriate in today's cartoon. So if any of these surprise me, I am very surprised that we got this figure. It's a very negative, stereotypical portrayal, and I'm surprised that they continued with it. But here it is. This is definitely to support the new Space Jam movie with LeBron James. Not gonna lie, not gonna be. I have no desire to see it, but I think if this is what it got us, I'm happy that it got us this. As far as favorites, Daffy Duck might be with Rabbit season. My only regret is that we only got a Rabbit season. We did not get a Duck season sign. That was a giant missed opportunity for Bugs Bunny to not come with a Duck season sign. I would love to have gotten Yosemite Sam, or some of the villains, or Elmer Fudd. Certainly with Porky Pig's head, you could have done a Fudd for sure. But we did not, unfortunately. I want to say these are 90% like the heroes, with the exception of maybe Marvin and Wile E. Coyote and Sylvester. But even them, they're a little more sympathetic. There's a rivalry there, but not like Fudd and Yosemite Sam. So Daffy might be one of my favorites, and my other favorite, I would have to say, of the bunch is Marvin. I mean, these two probably are the best figures. So if you were gonna get a pair, you can get these two, and they are easy enough to pick out because Daffy's the only character with a wide bill. The Roadrunner's kind of to a point, so he's got the only one that's flat, so it's easier to pick him out. And Marvin, of course, has the helmet with the brush on top, which makes it really easy. So these, for the first time, I saw them pop up at Target. I saw them yesterday. So they're starting to hit retail at the moment. You could probably pick these up at your LEGO store. Thank you again to Chris for doing these. And I mean, I opened mine, had mine built in, I don't know, 15 minutes. I don't know how long Jesse took to build his. Actually, what am I saying? He probably still hasn't even touched the box that they came in, that I mailed him in. Let's be honest here. He is so slow with Legos, it's not even funny. So thank you guys for watching. You can find these. I'd recommend getting them. I'm not sorry I got them. I just wish some of the sculpts were a little bit more on model. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out a full gallery at castorscorner.com. You can also check us out on all social media. We're at Kastor's Corner. Check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts, and you can hit the subscribe button, whichever side of the screen it is on, to subscribe, because the more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you, and that is one of the best parts of this journey. So thank you guys for watching. Go to castorscorner.com for our backlog of all of our toys of the day, and have a good night, and join us tomorrow again for the toy of the day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, guys.